the National Youth Football and Cheer Association. It's time for the NYFCA on the Varsity Sports Show, AM 1060, KDUS, Arizona. Little motley crew to kick us off here in the NYFCA segment. Thank you so much for joining us here on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona Varsity Sports Show. Joined by, let me bring him on first here, Eric Newman, a local sportscaster, sports journalist, writer. Eric, I want to start off by congratulating you on the move to Flagstaff. Tell us real quickly a little bit about it.
Yeah, I'll be the sports editor for the Daily Sun there, local newspaper covering local sports, NAU, high schools, recreational sports, everything like that. It's exciting. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, well, it is exciting, and we're so excited for you. See our show. You get on our show, and all of a sudden, opportunities open up to you.
That's right.
Yeah, right. Anyway, we are also joined by Scott. Eric, you and I have been covering a little bit of youth football this season and having fun with it. I don't know if you knew exactly what you were getting yourself into until you saw that first game, but we're joined by Scottsdale Firebirds head football coach Brad Page. Good morning, Coach.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Coach, I gotta apologize to you. I know I caught you at a real vulnerable time the other night. I said, "Hey, Coach, we did a little Zoom interview that'll be on the TV show on this morning show at 10 a.m. On Cox." But I asked you to record a promo for us, and I took segments of that promo that were that I call like the bloopers, and I stuck it at the beginning of this show this morning. So I know I caught you off guard. You were tired. It had been hot outside. You were out of breath. You were a little exhausted, maybe dehydrated, maybe hysterical at the time. I don't know. But thanks for being a good sport about that.
Oh, of course. No, you need to learn. You need to teach me how to do the radio voice like you have. But that's just
yeah, right.
That's how I sound all the time.
That's funny. That was hilarious. So, Coach, question for you. You got a big game tomorrow. You've had big games the past few weeks, but this clearly is the biggest. Tell us about this rivalry with the Argos.
Well, I mean, with the Argos, or if you want to say Saguaro versus Chaparral, it goes back a long time. And so if you're in Scottsdale or you're just in Arizona, you know kind of what this rivalry means. And so the Argos have a great program, and from, their youngest age group all the way through their senior class in high school, they're a solid program. And so we know we got our work cut out for us, but we also have a pretty good group this year. And so I think we have a good chance to at least make it a game. But I think for these guys, we have guys on our team who have played on that program before, and they're friends with those kids. They live close by. It's just a few miles down the road from us. So it definitely means a lot. This game is, you could easily say, it's the most important game of any time we play them. It's one of the most important games.
And it's a really cool opportunity because a lot of these kids know each other and everything. Does that kind of make the game extra fun? Because you mentioned that some of the kids have played together before and everything. Do they kind of know what the other one's doing on the field, what their strengths and weaknesses are, kind of making it easy for you to scout as a coach?
Well, easy is subjective.
Right.
You know what they're going to do, but they do it very well. And so but yes, we have guys, our players, that will come up to us as coaches and say, "Hey, we know they do this, this, and this," and it's the stuff that we've seen for years, and they just do it really effectively. But I think even more importantly is that there's an added incentive. These guys, it's a rivalry, so they show up and they want to play more than ever, and they want to beat them. And so because of that, I think it just makes for good football, and it makes for good competition, which I think just translates to anything in life. You want to learn how to be successful, and that's why we play the game. On paper, one team might be better than the other, but we play the game because you never know what the outcome can be. And so with the guys who know each other, who are friends with them on the team, or who have played on that program before, it just adds to that. And so you never know what can happen. Whoever shows up, you can scheme all you want, you can yell and coach all you want, but it really comes down to the players being ready to roll and being able to execute, and more importantly, playing with a deeper passion. And I think that's anyone can be beat if you have that kind of attitude.
Joined by Scottsdale Firebirds youth football team head football coach Brad Page. Coach Page, a lot of these kids, a good number of them at least, they've played together for many years. They've come up through the Firebirds organization through the years, and they know kids on the other team. In fact, some of the kids on your team played for the other team in the past. That has got to be, that has to intensify the rivalry a bit, and they're friends, off the field.
Right. Yeah.
So,
oh yeah, definitely.
Speak to that a little bit, and how the rivalry has grown, and even being at practice the other night, I had a chance to watch practice. I was talking to some alums of your team that now are going into their senior year at Chaparral High School that are out there kind of watching and helping and encouraging the young guys.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's an important game for anyone, and I think the Argos, I think they know what we're capable of, but they also, they've had our number the past few years, and so that just adds fuel to the fire that, we're wanting to change that up a little bit and make sure that, people know about Chaparral, they know about the Firebird program, and so this group that we have, when they're healthy and when we're all together and we're playing at our best, I think we can play with anybody, and so playing against a team of that caliber, it's going to make for a great game. And so, yeah, the rivalry. I've been in the program for 5 years, and so we've had a few years of Saguaro, and a lot of our coaches, even before they maybe attended Saguaro, and so there's just so much intertwined with this rivalry that people just know about it. And if you've grown up in the area or if you've lived here for a few years, you understand what it means. And so it's probably it's at the top three rivalries, I would say, just because of the history that we have there.
Well, going to be some good football tomorrow. Coach Page, thank you so much for joining us here on the Varsity Sports Show, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks for giving our program some love, and go Firebirds.
All right, go Firebirds. Okay, joined on the line by Scottsdale Argonauts head football coach Nick Offenberger. Coach Offenberger, how are you, sir?
Hey, good morning, Vince. I'm doing great, man. How you guys doing?
All right, man. So how does that feel? So you were obviously on hold. You got a chance to listen to Coach Page there. How are you feeling about tomorrow?
Yeah, I think Coach Page brought up some good points, man. Definitely a lot of familiarity with the program and even the players and all that. So, Vince, we don't want to make this bigger than it is, man. We're out there to play another youth football game and get these kids ready for high school. And there's a little bit more excitement built around this one, but we don't want to make the situation bigger than what it is.
Coach, well, definitely, and again, being a rivalry game, big game, we're developing the kids, totally understand that. Talk a little bit about your quarterback. You got a good one in Kane and Manna.
Yeah, I've had Kane on and off since his 6th grade year, and you look at the kid, man, and he may not jump off the paper at you as far as measurables are concerned. He's not the biggest, the fastest, the strongest out there. But when those lights come on or that whistle blows, man, Kane's the kid you want on your team. He's an ultimate competitor. He understands our offense at a very high level. I got full trust in him, man. He's able to go out there and execute and do some cool things for us out there.
So Coach, defense. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah,
Eric, are you there?
I was going to say, there's when you're at this level, there's a balance you have to hit between development and, actually going out and just trying to win the game. Is there, because you're developing a lot of these guys to go play at the high school level, do you have to think about that during the game?
Yeah, I think it more goes to our whole mindset coming into the season and how we approach practice each day, and games are a byproduct of it too. The trophies are great and the winning's great, and that's more of a mindset that we want to instill in our players. However, we'll sacrifice the winning for development. We'll play kids in positions that we think are going to translate to the high school level. From an install standpoint, we put a lot on our kids. Again, our whole goal of it, especially these last couple of months of spring football in 8th grade, is getting these kids ready to go compete, play high school football, whether it be with us or any program. We want them to be able to walk in any program in the Valley and have a great foundation to be able to go compete at a high level.
Coach, talking about the speed of your defense, you've got some standouts on that D that really make things go. Tell us a little bit more about those guys and about your scheme.
Yeah, we're very blessed. I have probably one of the best defensive coordinators in the state, in my opinion, Coach Corey Jacobs. He's got those kids flying around, playing fast, playing with a lot of confidence, and on all three levels, Vince. I mean, it starts up front on our defensive line with big number 50 Garrett Martin. Then you get into our linebacker core, and we've got three of the better linebackers at this age group with Owen Pipper, Jack Elrod, and Martin Rennie. And then our secondary with Reese Rinaldi, Mason Whitaker, Freddie Parsons, Brett Schultz, Angel Olivas. I mean, we've got a bunch of football players that understand the system and are able to go play confident and fast as a result of it.
Do you notice that the kids are working extra hard in practice, or there's some sort of mindset when this rivalry game comes up? Because, it means a little bit extra. It's just another game in the record book, but, playing against some guys that every year there's history and things like that. Do you notice that with your kids?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some excitement there, and obviously it's our goal to continue this rivalry with Chaparral at the high school level. So I tell my kids this is kind of your start to what the next 4 years are going to look like for you guys. So yeah, I mean, the kids are excited. Like you kind of mentioned, the Chaparral coach. We've had a couple of kids that have grown up in our program, and now they're going to head off to Chaparral for high school, so they're over there playing with them. So definitely a lot of friendships and a lot of history there, and yeah, I mean it's definitely a fun landscape for a youth football game.
All right, Coach Nick Offenberger, Scottsdale Argonauts on the NYFCA report. Coach Nick, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
Hey, looking forward to it, Vince. You guys have a great day.
All right. Hey, Eric. So They can say what they want. It's a big rivalry, in my opinion. I was out at both practices this week, and it's a big rivalry. And it'll be a fun game. Those kids, they're sportsmen. They know how to behave on and off the field, and but it's one of those where you get that W, and it means a little bit more than the rest.
Absolutely, they can walk into their freshman season next year and kind of have those bragging rights a little bit.
Yes, sir. All right. Thanks, Eric Newman. And we will be back after the break with the SaberCat Report, joined by Saguaro SaberCats head baseball coach Joe Mickey. Stick around, folks. We are halfway through almost on the home stretch here of the Varsity Sports Show. Go Varsity.